All right, guys, welcome back. So let's have a look at miners. So this is going to be purely price levels I would be watching for the stocks. So BTC. Let's start with BTC. Right here, right now, we have 94K acting as a basically sort of a resistance, but it is not a significant resistance because it hasn't been tested many times. Today, 93,300. That's where we are sitting, and probably it wants to if overall market chills out, because we have bonds basically bouncing a little bit and yields basically easing a little bit and small caps catching a little bit of a bid, and S&P 500 is slightly flat-ish, but we have pretty big event Nvidia. Okay, so we'll see what happens after Nvidia event. But BTC, what I wanted to mention here is 1.8 trillion market cap. So can it hit 2 trillion? We shall see. But I'm going to be watching. So let's take a look at Riot Platforms. A lot of people are watching these miners, trading these miners. I don't have any position in any of them. I had a little bit of a Cleanspark yesterday. I sold it out. So Riot Platforms, so far right here, right now, 12.75. If it gets back above this, I want to see this name at least go back above. I mean, at the moment you can see it's above its this gray line right here, 5-day moving average. This blue one right here is 11.36. It's 20-day, so it's above all of its moving averages, short term, long term, all of it. But if BTC pushes to 100K plus, I'm going to be watching this 15 test again. And this is a longer term resistance line that I'm watching right here. So this is the resistance I would be watching to the downside. If after Nvidia earnings, we see overall market pretty much sell off, 200-day moving average around 1050-ish. That's the support I would be watching. It has a pretty decent gap right here, so possibly fill this gap. And let's go to Cleanspark CLSK. Today it's pushing higher, testing, probably bouncing off of its 20-day moving average, this blue line, but above its 5-day, but below its 200-day. So this red line on my chart is 200-day moving average. So if it can get back above 15, that would be nice. They have earnings coming up again, 29th of November, which is next week, right? Next week, end of next week. So Friday, looks like Friday before market open, and then we'll see what they're gonna do, because right here, right now, this is my resistance, 15, and then it has pretty big supply zone right here, right? But the reason why I'm waiting for their earnings is because on their earnings, they can announce that they're raising funds as well. To the downside, I would be watching 11, but the reason why I'm saying that they will raise, I don't know if they're gonna do bonds or if they're gonna do shares. Yesterday, Mara announced, this is Marathon Digital, that they are issuing convertible notes, which are long-term bonds, and so I can take a look. Actually, I was just looking at it. So the SEC form came out yesterday. So they were trying to raise 850-ish, 833, something like that, million convertible notes. So what it is basically they are raising funds instead of issuing stock. Instead of doing stock offering, they're basically issuing bonds, convertible notes due 2030, and there are terms, bunch of terms, okay. And what kind of terms they were negotiated, I mean, you have to read through yourself, dig yourself, but for me, it's basically they need money, they need cash, and that's the way they're doing. and those bonds at some point, again, near its due date, can be converted into shares. If Marathon Digital is not able to repay full face value, they will convert it into shares and basically sell the shares. Again, you can read yourself. What I'm watching for Marathon Digital, I mean, yesterday I was talking about that I was watching $18 as a support. So we're off this level. Pretty nice bounce, relief bounce, I want to say 13%. But the resistance for me here would be if BTC gets going, of course, these will catch a bid. This will definitely bounce, but it has a resistance here, 2250 for me, and then 25-ish. 25, that would be my next level of resistance for Marathon Digital. So regarding all those other stuff that is such as Coinbase hovering around its near its IPO levels, 327, that's the resistance. I mean, if BTC gets going, I mean, can it push maybe a little bit further towards 367 and maybe even go towards 400? Possible. But MSTR pushing a little bit more, actually a lot more, because they bought BTC. Okay, they spent another 4.7 billion, I believe. Yesterday I was watching their CEO's interview with PBD, and he was saying that they bought I think maybe even close to like 6 billion in a matter of week. Of course, they didn't buy it overnight, but they just disclosed it yesterday or the day before yesterday too. So this stock is in a squeeze mode, and this stock has a momentum. Again, I don't agree that this belongs to these prices. This belongs to these capitalization, $94 billion, but it can push. It can push maybe towards 450. I'm going to be watching 500 as well. Maybe it can do that actually. So momentum is to the upside. Today it's, I mean, average true range for the stock is $29. So you got to be careful with the options because options are insanely expensive. And if you take a look at option market for next week, it is implying $89 move up or down. Look at this IV. It is just insanity. And if you take a look at the put to call ratio, so far market is open. I mean, it's been only a couple hours. We still have like 3-4 more hours until market close. Look at these calls and puts. A lot of puts that are being traded between 0 to 20, like 75% of these puts, these are sells. People are selling those puts to collect premium because they know that at some point the stock is going to basically chill, and they will capitalize on those puts because very far outside of the money puts are trading at ridiculous levels. But regarding calls, you can see calls are being traded at all delta levels. Like if you take a look at these deltas, again, this is MicroStrategy we're talking about. So that's what's going on. These are the levels I'm watching for all of these names. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Take care. Peace.